Although, my dear brothers and sisters, it is true that if we walk by the Spirit of love, then we have fulfilled all laws. And yet, my dear brothers and sisters, to live the Spirit of love can be rather ambiguous. It is not as clear as we think it is. Because everyone in this world, they say they're doing it out of love. Someone who is suffering tremendously, we advocate euthanasia out of love and compassion for the one who is suffering. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, since everyone is doing out of love, then why is it that still many people are hurt when we are all supposed to be doing loving things? The truth is, very often when we say we do it out of love, it is often with a certain degree of selfishness and self-centeredness. Are we sure that whatever we do is done out of pure love or love of oneself in a perverted manner? So that is the reason why, because many of these moral decisions can be rather ambiguous. In fact, for most of us, we just have to ask ourselves, do we go through every day when we make moral decisions, do we really reflect deeply on them? Most of the time, we don't even have the opportunity to reflect on our moral decisions. We tend to act according to what the law requires of us. And so for us, it is more convenient to have a set of laws telling us what is right, what is wrong. And yet the truth also remains that perhaps because we are not the legislator, we do not know all the considerations that have been made for the laws to be implemented, because we do not have the full picture of what is going on. And so we tend to trust those in authority that when they implement the laws, they are meant to serve the common good. And that is why we are quite happy even to obey the laws, even if personally we are disagreeable. But there is also another reason why many of us would prefer to have some laws to guide us, so that we do not get into trouble, so that we can be blameless before our fellow men and blameless before God. So long as we observe the laws, we feel that we can justify ourselves before God. And at the same time, avoid punishment. In fact, very often the laws are observed not because we are convinced. The laws are observed because we are afraid of punishment. We don't want to get into trouble. And we also want to be seen as good people, righteous people, blameless people. And so the laws are meant to help us, to liberate us, to make us alive, not to burden us and fall into legalism. Because through legalism, we might have observed the letter of the law, but not the spirit. Some people are very contented because they have fulfilled the law. You ask them, have you done any good? They will tell you, Father, I have not broken any commandments. Just because you have not broken any commandment doesn't mean that you have done any good. And so St. Paul gives us some criteria to help us to discern whether we are fulfilling the laws. The first set of criteria he gave was negative signs. He said, when self-indulgence is at work, the results are obvious: fornication, gross indecency, sexual irresponsibility, idolatry, sorcery, etc. and so on. When we do things because of selfishness, we are not walking in the spirit of love. And so St. Paul makes it clear, these are the signs that take away our freedom, takes away the purity of love. And these negative signs not only refer to sensual needs, but also even to our spiritual nature of pride, ego. And that is why it leads to quarrels, disagreement, factions, envy, and so on. So these are the negative signs. And so St. Paul gives us the most important, a positive criterion to discern whether we are truly faithful to the law. And what is this? The fruits of the Spirit. He says what the Spirit brings is very different: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, trustfulness, gentleness, and self-control. There can be no law against things like that. Otherwise, we are not walking by the Spirit of love. And these fruits of the Spirit, they are therefore a very important principle for the discernment of the Spirit in our lives.